Do you guys know what day it is? It's time to get some more video games tested so we can do a massive video game listing day on eBay. So here's the deal. We've made some pretty good progress so far with all of the games that you guys are seeing right here up on the shelf. These ones have all been tested, but again, we're not stopping until every single one of the games down here is tested so we can get them all listed and see how many we can do in one day. For example, we still have piles of games everywhere. We've got plenty and plenty of boxes that are full of video games that all have to be dealt with. There's a few boxes over there. But for today, we're going to actually start off with a pile of PlayStation 2 stuff that I have left over from another lot. This stuff right here is what I'm going to start with. We're going to get this stack of stuff done, and then we're going to move on to actually this box right here, which is covered with Value Village bags, but below it are a bunch of different PlayStation 3 and I believe PlayStation 2 games, and that's going to kind of be the goal for today. We're going to see if we can get further than that, but I'm pretty excited here. So with the games over at the table and the few consoles on ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start testing them, cleaning them up, and doing running them through the JFJ for any of them that need that, and then we're going to move on to the PlayStation 3 stuff. I'm thinking this will just take a few minutes, so let's get right into it. Alright guys, we are now about an hour in, and unfortunately this is all I was able to get done. I did manage to get, of course, everything here, but it's unfortunate that it took an hour, because that was quite a bit of time. This is 17 games in total. I aim to normally do about 10 games listed in an hour, so that means everything from sourcing to cleaning it, to listing them, to shipping them in under an hour, so I suppose we're still kind of on par. But again, this just took way too long. This was unacceptable. There was a lot of stickers. There was a lot of scratches that we had to deal with there. I was taking cases over and really doing them up. So these ones are all now in pretty nice shape. That one's actually new, but I've taken a lot of stickers off and they're all really good. But yeah, it just took too long. Anyway, so that's that first pile of stuff done. Now we're going to move on to another box. All right, guys. So I have another box out now that we're going to get into testing. As you can see, there's quite a few PlayStation 3 games in here. And in addition to that, down below, there are also some original Xbox games. There's some Wii games down there. So a huge variety. I'm excited to get in this stuff. Luckily, this stuff doesn't look like it's going to be nearly as bad as the other stuff. As you can see here, we do have some stickers, but not nearly as many. And also, this is from, I believe, one of my suppliers that I've kind of been going for or gotten quite a few lots from. Which means that this stuff will probably likely be in really nice shape as some of the past stuff has been. So I'm really looking forward to getting into this stuff here. Really quick though, before we get into that, I just actually bought a new chair. I know, now hold on a second before anybody says anything. I know I talk about chairs. Some of you guys don't care about this at all, so I totally understand if you want to skip over this. But I had the Herman Miller Mira down here for quite a while. I wasn't the biggest fan. It was a little bit firm for me. So I kind of said I'll keep my eye out for another one, and if one does come up, I will go ahead and purchase one. And so I saw an Aaron come up in my Kijiji, or actually it was on Facebook Marketplace on one of my saved searches, and sure enough, I purchased it this morning. It was a really good deal. So it's a little bit dirty, but I don't know. It's I don't know if that's like a little bit of something on there. I don't know. Anyway, it's in really good shape. Otherwise, though, like the fabric itself is literally brand new condition. I'm really happy about it. So I did move the mirror out of here. I'm going to be getting rid of that one, and we're switching it for this. So it's basically a fair trade. It's just that I'm changing it up. Anyway, I'm going to be very comfortable now when I go through and test all of these games. And yeah, it's going to be great. And again, it's in the office, so I'm going to be using JFJ compound and stuff might get on it. So it's whatever, right? We can just kind of put it to use, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. That's why I love buying secondhand stuff, especially this kind of thing. So I'm really excited about that. Let's get into now testing all of these games. So guys, I have been busy here, and for the last half an hour or so, I've managed to get through the first sort of row of games in the box here. So I've got all of these PlayStation 3 games now tested and cleaned. They were all pretty straightforward. That's why we were able to get through them here a little bit quicker. So I'm excited. Now I'm going to start with the next whole row of PlayStation 3 games, and then we'll see what we have down below. Actually, there was one game that did have an issue. This was this NHL game, which had it cracked in the disc. But again, it's just an NHL game. I'm not too worried about it at all. So overall, a big success. Okay, guys, so just dropped up a whole another stack of games here. All these PlayStation 3 ones, a few loose ones because there were some broken cases and some missing things. I'm going to save that one for another one that's got a missing or got a broken case. Anyway, did manage to get through all of this stuff. Took about 25 minutes, not too bad. And now we are back down to the bottom half of the bin. And with another 40 minutes or so passed, I now have the bottom half of that box that's now empty completed, with the exception of a few Xbox One games because I don't have that console set up at the moment. But we have all these original Xbox games, all these PlayStation 2 games, all these Wii games, and a few loose ones in the back now, all tested, cleaned, and working, which is always super excited. A few of them had to go through the JFJ, not too many stickers. It wasn't too bad at all. Again, this was a very clean lot for the most part, and a lot better than the first stuff that we were dealing with. So I'm very excited. I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff over with the rest of the stuff that we've already tested. And I think we might have time today to actually do another box, or at least start on another one. And now for any of you wondering, this is what the shelf now looks like. We've started on the second row here, and we've got quite a few games now that have been tested. So I'm quite excited about this stack, but it's just going to keep growing here as we complete more and more boxes. We probably have at least maybe 2 or 3 times this in, down here in the shop and in the office. So I'm excited to get through the rest of it here. But we are going to have a lot of work on our hands getting all this stuff actually listed. So I think I'm going to get a quick start next, guys, on this pile of just random games that I picked up from some thrift stores. This bag has a few games in it as well. And I don't know, I will just get through these ones, I think, pretty quickly here. And that might be it for today. I don't know. We'll see if we have any more time to squeeze some more. And I'm trying to get as much stuff done as possible. All right, so I brought all these games over to the table now. Now we're going to go through them and see how long it takes us to test all them. A few of them are from Value Village, meaning that they're probably worth a little bit more. I also have the 3 GTAs, which I'm not sure if I showed you guys today, but I picked these all up at Value Village for $4.99 a piece. A little bit pricey, but I'm thinking going into fourth quarter, these will be good. They're all totally complete. So yeah, that's just going to be that. This is actually sealed, isn't it? No, it's not, I don't think, actually. But yeah, we're going to go ahead anyway, test all these guys, get them up and ready to be listed. Okay, guys, so I just wrapped up testing of all of the games that you guys see in front of me. Nothing really noteworthy in here. These ones were a little bit more scratched, as you would expect, coming from a thrift store for the most part. Actually, I think they're all from a thrift store. So they were definitely a little bit more scratched. Good news, in one of the Wii Fit games, there was a Wii Sports disc, so I took that one out. We're going to be selling that loose, but I think it's worth a little bit more, and it'll probably actually sell, unlike Wii Fit. Wii Play, also a loose one. That will sell as well, just a little slower and a little bit less money, but it will move. And then a couple Wii games there. Oh yeah, the Wii Play, by the way, was in the Star Wars case, which is also under here. So, I mean, that one's not ideal. The Star Wars would have been a better game than that one, especially Force Unleashed. That's a good seller, but anyway, whatever. Then the GameCube game, couple PlayStation games. Couple PS2 games. We had 2 of them actually. Or no, we had one Stuntman Ignition. That one didn't work. And then Dance Dance Revolution for the Xbox also didn't work. I JFJ'd the one twice and the other one, I think, once or twice. So they both didn't end up working. Anyway, a good stack here of PS2 games that are all now clean and ready to go. This guitar here is in rough shape, but it will do. And then a pile of Xbox 360. All those GTA games, guys. 2 of them were in pristine condition. Didn't even need refurbishing. The third one needed a little bit, I think a minute per disc. So really great shape. They're all complete. I'm really excited about those going into fourth quarter. Anyway, that is it. And I think that's also going to do it for today, as I'm pretty tired and getting a little bit bored of sitting around and testing all these games. I did actually want to take one more quick break and show you guys a couple things that are going out today for any of you guys who are interested. This is an old one, guys. This is Battlefield 2 for the Xbox, but I can tell you that it's old because back in the day, I used to use blue stickers to identify the items that were listed when I only had a couple shelves. So this is probably from at least 2 years ago, if not more. I'm not sure how it snuck through and stayed up for all this time, but finally it sold after all these years for $3. I don't know anymore, guys. Anyway, we sold Battlefield. Also, Project Gotham Racing 4 listed recently, as you would expect. I think we got $5 on that. Nothing crazy there. I remember, I think it was yesterday, actually. Remember, back in the day. No, yesterday, I shipped out a ton of games, actually. Probably about, I don't know, 10 or 15. I'm not sure. I guess I didn't show you guys those, but there was quite a few. This is nowhere near that, but anyway, that's what's going out today. With that all said, guys, this is a final look at our shelf full of games. Again, I think we've done pretty darn well over here, and you can see wrapping all the way around there. Those are different stacks. All of these are different from the one that you're seeing on the front. So again, some good amount of games going on here. We still have plenty to do though. And let's just quickly review actually what we had to do. So as far as this shelf goes, we've actually finished up most of the things back here. We just have these 2 boxes at the bottom that are actually full to the brim of games. So that's going to be probably the next thing that we're jumping into. This is a bunch of random games. We should be able to get through at least half of those. So I'm looking forward to that. This box and this box have some random games scattered in them, but they are not full of games, so those shouldn't be too bad. Other than that, I have this small box of loose discs, and then of course, finally, some not working stuff that we can deal with. But other than that, that is literally everything that we have. Oh, and these next-gen games, which I've been putting aside until I get these consoles set up, but I think I do have them right now, so we're gonna be able to do these probably next episode. I know what you're thinking, guys. It was pretty impressive that that's all that we have left. We have definitely gone through quite a bit of stuff, but we still have quite a bit of work left. I'm thinking maybe one more full episode of testing things. I know it's not the most exciting episodes in the world, but hopefully you guys are still getting some value from it. I know I'm definitely struggling with the motivation right now. It's pretty difficult to go through and sit down for 8 hours straight and just test games. This wasn't quite 8 hours straight, but it was still quite a bit of time. So, you know, it definitely is quite the commitment. And when you're not breaking it up with listings and photos like I normally would be doing, it's not quite nearly as exciting. Because, you know, maybe in a day, in a normal day, I would sit down in the morning, you know, test some games, get some photos of them and get them listed before lunch. Then after lunch, I sit down with another batch of games, test them, photograph them, and list them. And then that way you're able to say, okay, we listed $400, $500 today. We're making good progress. In this case, you know, it's multiple days of just sitting here testing through all these games and then just shelving them away and not having that sort of, I guess, money motivation that comes with, you know, getting those listings up. At least, you know, and it's not necessarily even just the money, it's the, you know, you're making progress. You're putting more items up on the page. And yes, you're getting your total list price up and you're actually seeing the orders convert from that as well. Right now, we haven't listed anything in a little bit because I've been saving it all for this big day. And obviously, you know, we're not getting those orders that we would be getting, you know, getting the boost in the eBay algorithm and all that fun stuff. Now, that being said, some of you might be saying, well, why the heck are you doing it this way then? Why wouldn't you just go and sit down and do it like you normally do and get all those great benefits from it? Well, that's because a couple things. One, we're looking to challenge ourselves to see how many items we can possibly list in one day. We've done, I think, over 100, definitely, maybe even 200 in one day, but I'm trying to aim for maybe over 500 listings in one day. That's going to be a very long day, very repetitive, very boring, but I'm very much looking forward to it because it's going to be a big push. The second thing is that I wanted to try to move every single game that's been sitting down here in the receiving shelves for months now. And this, I think, was the best way to do it. Just get them all over with all at once. And, you know, instead of trying to pace myself and do it out over a few weeks and, you know, maybe do a couple listings here and there, maybe forget some stuff, I think this way is better. We're just going to get them all done and dealt with right now. Anyway, that's my logic. Let me know if you think I'm crazy or not down below. And with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here for today. If you guys did enjoy this video and found value in it, be sure to go down below and leave a like. Also, leave any comments or questions that you may have down below. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. I will see you guys all in the next video.